Hey, today we are exploring one of Western North Carolina's favorite and most well-known mountain towns, Hendersonville, North Carolina. Whether you're planning on moving here yourself, buying a second home, or just curious about what makes Hendersonville so special, stick around because we are going to be going over everything from the history, exploring the charming downtown, going over a little bit of pros and cons, and finally, what does it actually look like to live here and purchase some property in Hendersonville, North Carolina? By the end of this video, you are going to understand why so many people are trying to make Hendersonville, North Carolina, their home. Now, Hendersonville is full of history. Before there was this beautiful main street that people love to walk up and down, this was actually Cherokee hunting land. Then in the late 1700s, William Mills moved here after receiving a grant. He was a Revolutionary War veteran, received a grant, and he is often considered as one of the town's founding fathers. Now, it didn't officially become Hendersonville until the late mid 1800s. At that point, it was named after a North Carolina Supreme Court justice. That's when the city of Hendersonville began, but it didn't really start booming until the railroad came up from Spartanburg. At that point, it became a lot more accessible, and people really came here for the tourism, the scenery, the views, and just to get out and about in this beautiful mountain air. That's why a lot of people still come to Hendersonville today. The area is known as the city with four seasons, and that's because they do have four distinct seasons. Like a lot of towns up here in the mountains, there are four distinct seasons, but they are not strong seasons. We have mild summers, mild winters, still have that beautiful spring bloom, and nothing beats fall in Hendersonville. As you're walking around out here, you're gonna find a lot of small shops, places where you can just kind of pop in for a bite to eat, but you're also gonna notice a lot of the classic architecture. All of the buildings behind me that you're gonna be seeing, and some that you're gonna see in some of these other shots as well, has a lot of that classic architecture from the original buildings here in Hendersonville. You're gonna find that in a lot of these mountain towns. They like to hold on to their heritage, and that's one thing that I love about it because it really just adds to that beautiful scenery. There's more than just trees out here to look at. If you're looking for everything Hendersonville, North Carolina, then you're in the right spot. I'm Dylan Slattery, your Western North Carolina realtor, and on this channel, we go through everything Western North Carolina. From Asheville, Hendersonville, and the surrounding areas, we're gonna be talking about everything from lifestyle to real estate to fun things to do. Definitely go ahead, like, subscribe. You wanna be the first one to find out anything new that's coming up in the area, interesting places to visit, and just nice houses. If you have any questions, go down in this episode description as well. You can find everything on how to get in contact with us because every day I'm hearing from people just like you who want to make these beautiful mountains their next home. Now, one of the reasons that Hendersonville is so well known and special is because it's only about 22 miles away from downtown Asheville. That means that while you're living here, you can have that beautiful mountain feel of a small town while still being able to go right down the road and enjoy some of those bigger city amenities. Hendersonville has really been able to hold on to a lot of that small town feel and history with the shops that they have, the healthy tourism, and also the festivals that they have, just embracing the culture and heritage that made this town what it is today. When you're not on the main street, what you're gonna see is apple fields everywhere. If there's a place you wanna go apple picking in North Carolina, it's here in Hendersonville because Hendersonville actually produces 80% of the apples that are grown here in North Carolina. While you're walking around here, one of the things that I love is that it is so walkable. It's got big sidewalks that you can just go and explore, and it's a fun place to go and enjoy just a quiet stroll around with the family, pop into some shops, and enjoy your day. Now, while I mentioned 80% of the apples are grown here in Hendersonville, they actually have what's called the Apple Festival. So every Labor Day weekend, Main Street gets shut down. There's parades, concerts, vendors. It's a great place to check out. Lots of fun, but they like to hold on to that history and have that every single year. And it's only continuing to grow and explore. What you'll also see is these bears everywhere and on every street corner. It is part of an art installation they have called Barefooting. These bears get decorated by local artists all over the place, and then they get auctioned off. It's a great way to build some revenue, but it also creates some fun things that you can see around town. And kids love, I know at least my daughter loves to ride the bears. Every time we're here, she wants to hop on the back of a bear, find a new one she hasn't seen before, and needs to get a picture. Now, the Apple Festival is not the only time you're gonna wanna be out and about downtown. They've got farmers markets out here regularly, live music, concerts, all throughout the warmer weather, especially in the fall. But when you're out here, you're meandering around these beautiful winding streets. It's definitely a feng shui place to be, and you're gonna find all of these little shops that you can pop into to either get a drink, explore, or see what local artists are doing. That's one thing that Hendersonville has plenty of, is small boutiques with local artists. So what does it actually look like to live in Hendersonville, North Carolina? I'm gonna break it down with a few talking points, starting with the positives, right? Positive number one, very obvious, you're in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains. From the DuPont State Park, you've got Pisgah National Park. There's plenty of waterfalls and nature for you to get out and about and enjoy, which is a great place if you're trying to get out here and just unplug and be around nature. Two, cost of living. Hendersonville, North Carolina, while obviously all housing prices go up everywhere, has not risen nearly as much as the bigger cities, especially Asheville, right next door. It allows for a lot more affordable living, affordable house prices. Three, speaking of Asheville, it's only 22 miles down the road. Now, being only about 20 minutes away from downtown Asheville means you're really only about 15 minutes away from the Asheville Regional Airport. It means travel's a lot easier to get around. Hendersonville has grown beyond the one railway going down to Spartanburg. Now, another reason people love being here is this beautiful, vibrant downtown. It's something you don't get in a lot of small towns. There are some around the Asheville area as well, but nothing quite like Hendersonville. It's got its own vibe that people seem to really be drawn to. So whether you are looking to retire, a young family, or just looking for some peace, Hendersonville is an area that you want to be in. It allows for that city lifestyle not too far away, while still being able to have that peaceful small town vibe without being fully isolated. Now let's be realistic and go over some of these cons. No place is perfect, and this is no different. One of the cons that a lot of people have here is housing prices are rising. Now, as I mentioned, they are nowhere near as high as some of the larger cities in the area, such as Asheville, but they are going up. And that's also creating more competition. With people wanting to move here, especially from out of state, it can make the home buying process a little bit more competitive. Another thing people typically run into and complain about, and these are small complaints, is traffic. It's a small town, but during the tourist seasons, especially around Apple Festival or the fall months, there's more traffic from people coming in and enjoying this beautiful town. If you are someone who is working remote, you want to check on the internet service capabilities as well, especially in some of the more rural areas outside of town. Internet can be a little bit spotty, and getting some of that coverage might be an issue that you're running into. Finally, you're not going to have a lot of nightlife here. If you're somebody that likes clubs, this is not the place for you. This is more of a wine brewery kind of place with acoustic sets coming through. And actually, as I'm saying that, you've probably seen a few people playing music as I've been walking around. But this is definitely more of an acoustic set kind of town. Honestly though, those are very small trade-offs for the peace, quiet, and beautiful mountain living that you get living in Hendersonville, North Carolina. So if you're a keen observer, which I'm going to assume all of you are that's watching this channel, you're gonna say, hey, that guy was not wearing a sweater before and his hair got shorter. And you would be correct. I am back out here in Hendersonville because I had some technology issues and I wanted to show you a few more things. So while you were able to see all of downtown earlier, I wanted to, mainly Main Street, I wanted to show you some of the other things to find and explore around Hendersonville. And all of that footage got a little damaged. So we are back out here. Your eyes are not deceiving you. And I wanted to show you a few things. So one of the places we're headed right now is pretty much just Apple Orchard Row. All right, there are so many apple orchards down this road. I'm going down 64 right now, all within Hendersonville. But as you might remember me saying earlier, Hendersonville is responsible for 80% of the apples in North Carolina. And that's a pretty staggering amount. And you understand why whenever you drive down here and you see all of these apple orchards just kind of lining the road. I mean, you can kind of take your pick, especially around now during apple season. Honestly, it's a beautiful drive just to get out there and ride down around all of these farms with all these leaves changing right now. It's probably one of my favorite places to be. It just makes you feel like you're in simpler times. Pepperidge Farm remembers. So this is what I'm talking about right here. You've got a bunch of farmland all to the left there. Just apples galore, farms everywhere. Nice farm stands. You want to get some huge pumpkins? You got them. You want to get some apples? You got them. But you really have your choice of places to go apple picking, and there's just orchards all over the place with just fun barns. Usually have music available, lots to do, lots to see, lots of fun. So definitely a good spot to check out. Let's take a look at one of these orchards real quick. All right, so we're here at Granddad's Apples right there. And this is literally just one that I kind of just pulled up to and said, hey, let's take a look. Let's see what we got going on here. Like I said, there are farms all over here as far as apples and everything goes. But take a look at this. These are the kind of views you have out here. All right, so we've got a corn maze over here you can go check out. Pumpkin patch, because it's that time for the kids. They really make these places fun for the family. But corn maze, pumpkins, apples, obviously, but man, those views, especially once those leaves really start changing on that mountain, you can't get past it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, this is just one of the farms that they have out here. So they don't just do apples, but apples is obviously what Hendersonville is known for. They also have lavender season out here. As you can see, they've got a little lavender field over here. Pointed out the pumpkins. They have corn everywhere. They built out a corn maze. They actually have, what's pretty fun down here, they have a apple cannon. It's shut down right now. But if you look right over there, see where my hand's at? Right there. There is an apple cannon under there. They have it shut down right now, but you can shoot it at targets over the pond, which is pretty fun. So this is just one of those farms that are out here. There's a bunch you can go to. They all have their own kind of things. Some have little petting zoos. A lot of them are having kind of playgrounds areas for the kids, stuff like that. Awesome place to go for the family. Even if you're just coming up here to visit, definitely check out one of these orchards, especially in fall. So literally just even outside of the parking lot here, you can just come and walk through all of these apple trees. There are rows and rows and rows. I don't believe Granddad's Farms lets you pick your own apples. You can pick your own pumpkins, but there are plenty of farms around here. We can go just walk up to a tree, pull an apple down, put it in a basket, and take it home. Or just give it a taste test, right? All right, we're leaving Granddad's orchard right now, and we are heading back through Hendersonville. All right, so we are coming back up. Now, what's cool is all of these farms, the majority of them, are really only about 5 minutes outside of that main downtown strip for Hendersonville. So really close. And that's part of why Hendersonville is known for the apples and has the Apple Festival, because there's all of these orchards right around it. Now, one of the ones that's most well known, I know one of the realtors in our firm actually drives up here for Skytop. And Skytop is one that's really well known, but there's a lot of mom and pop orchards around here that they're not really out of the way. They're just less well known with marketing. And that also means less crowds, which is nice. So we're going back up here. I'm gonna go and drive to a trail that is actually in the technical historic downtown area of Hendersonville. So it's in the neighborhood that you're gonna see some of these properties in. And when you see these properties, I'm gonna be going back to my old shirt and longer scruffy hair. So keep an eye out for that. Notice if you can spot the change. But what's cool about this trail is that it's all paved. So it's kind of like a greenway going through, but they call it a trail. It's a really nice way to just have access, whether you have a kid in a stroller and you can't go on an actual, mountainy trail with roots and everything. Maybe you're trying to just go for a light jog, or maybe you're in a wheelchair and you're wanting a little bit easier access. That's what this is for here, is to be able to get out there and really explore a little bit better in nature. Now, one thing that Hendersonville has more than a lot of other places up here in the mountains is one-way roads. Now, while that is great for directing traffic, it can be a little frustrating if you are in the wrong lane and miss your turn. So don't worry, there is always another way. It's one thing I learned up in New York, where there is also plenty of one-way roads. There's always another way. It's kind of a grid structure here, so it's easy to get around and get where you're trying to go, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. The longer you're here, the more you learn your way around, and the less frustrated you get. Whenever you miss that one turn, there's always another way. So this is a historic neighborhood in Hendersonville. So you're gonna find a bunch of those historic homes coming through, just that nice architecture. I love all of these stone walls that you see everywhere. Obviously, some of them are more modern, but still, some nice ambiance. All right, so this is the trail I was telling you about, the Acosta Trail, and it is all paved, going straight on through. There's no motorized vehicles allowed on here, but you can bike, you can walk, you can ride a skateboard, a scooter, you can rent an e-bike if you want. Actually, over here at Trailside Brewing, in the back there is, which it's nice that there's a little brewery right off of here. If you're walking around, get a little thirsty, pop in and get yourself something to cool down. But you can also rent bikes back there. So you can actually rent a bike, go right out, enjoy this trail, and just be out in nature. But real peaceful out here. Lots to see. They actually have a 5K run on here several times a year, but right now they're doing a spooky 5K run. I think it's a trick-or-treat type deal, but it goes all through the historic neighborhood. So not only are you going to be able to enjoy some of these trees, you're going to see some beautiful houses as well. All right, so coming back over here, got Trailside Brewing. Fun spot right off of this trail, because this trail is actually really well known within Hendersonville. It's just a nice little greenway, but it's a good place to kind of get out and about. Pretty long. They do 5K races on here, like I had mentioned before, but beautiful place to just get out and about. As you can see, not really dressed right for this today. It is getting a little warm out here. It was about 52 when I left the house this morning. It is currently like 74, so sweater might not be the best choice to be out here walking around, but I can roll up my sleeves a little bit. We'll do what we got. All in all though, this trail is a great place to get out and about. You can get out here, walk, ride, push, whatever you got. But it's a great place to kind of get out and enjoy some nature, especially if you can't hit the more physical trails in the area. You know, if roots or sharp inclines are going to be an issue for you, this is a great alternative. Now, this trail is actually fairly new. There's only about 6 miles of it completed. It's going to be over 19 miles by the time it's done, going from Hendersonville all the way to Brevard. So you're going to be going past Pisgah, a bunch of places along the way. But what's cool is this trail was actually a old rail line. So they repurposed it, going through this entire historic district all the way to Brevard. And as of right now, you've got 6 miles to enjoy. That full 19 miles is going to be nice by the end though. I'm sure we'll get plenty of road bikers out here. One thing I'm going to keep an eye for out here, they're usually found in Brevard, white squirrels. You can find some of them out here in Hendersonville. I saw one the other day, did not catch it on camera, but there are white, like I'm talking entirely white squirrels. There's also entirely black squirrels. So probably don't usually see those too much, especially around North Carolina. As a matter of fact, they're really only found in this area. So cool little thing. I'll keep an eye out. And if I can spot one, I'll show you. So these are some of the neighborhoods that we have just outside. And honestly, these aren't so much neighborhoods as homes in the area. Just take a look at those. Oh, can't really see the views from here. We'll wait until the next one. But where I'm taking you right now is technically just outside of Hendersonville, but it's called Jump Off Rock. It's more of that stone walls that I love so much. Makes you wonder how old those walls are. Now, this area didn't get hit by Helene nearly as bad as some areas further north, up around Asheville and a little east of Asheville. But, you know, there was still some trees down, some damage. They just popped back a little bit faster. And as you can see right now with this fall foliage starting up, it is a beautiful time to be out here driving around on these country roads. And that's one of the beauties of Hendersonville, is that there is a lot of these back roads that you can take wherever you want to go. You don't have to go on a highway to get where you want to be. Most of the time, you can take a back road, enjoy the view, have a nice leisurely drive, and there's going to be a little less traffic, which is always a big plus. It's nice to know that not every home needs to be in a neighborhood. I know for me personally, one of my joys in life is to have a house that is not right next to a neighbor, where I have some privacy, I have some land, and can do mostly what I want with it. And there's plenty of that kind of land out here in Hendersonville. Man, you just cannot get a better drive. This has all the beauty of the parkway, obviously a few more houses, but all of the beauty of the parkway without nearly as much traffic. So while it's not technically in Hendersonville, it is a little over 4 miles just outside of it in a town called Laurel Park. And here you will find jump off rock. As I was saying before, this whole area used to be Cherokee hunting ground. And legend has it, this rock right here is where a Cherokee woman threw herself off after her lover did not come back from war. Rumor has it, still haunts the area. Now that's one of the unconfirmed stories. There's plenty of lore that come along with this particular rock. One thing you can't deny is the view. Look at it. Would you look at it? Now, after that little tour of Hendersonville and all of the cool places to check out, whether it is the magnificent views of Jump Off Rock, walking down the Acosta Trail, or going apple picking, there's plenty more to do here than I can show you in this short video. So come out here yourself and take a look. But for now, let's jump back in time and watch my hair grow, watch my shirt change, and let's check out some properties in the area to see what it would look like to live here in Hendersonville. So let's talk real estate. With an average home price in Hendersonville of being around $400,000, it is significantly less than the Asheville area, but still kind of up there, right? Now, don't get worried if you are looking for a starter home or something a little less expensive. There are a lot of properties around that you can still find, from starter homes to townhouses. There's a lot that can be out here. And I'm going to show you 3 properties while we're out here of varying degrees. One that's less, a middle range, and then one that is more luxury. So one thing you want to keep in mind, especially if you're looking in areas around downtown Hendersonville or with beautiful mountain views, those are obviously going to be more expensive, but they also go a lot faster. So before you do any looking, you want to get pre-approved. Make sure you're ready to pounce, because if you find the home you love, you're going to want to get it, all right? Now, something to keep in mind, though, a lot of the neighborhoods around here, again, extremely walkable. There are rural areas out here as well, but you got a nice neighborhood lifestyle you can go ahead and check out and view. So starting us off below the average household value here is this cute little bungalow right here. It is a 2-bed, 1-bath, $285,000. So much below that $400,000 gap, but it is also right by downtown Hendersonville. So it's just a few blocks away. Easy walk right through a beautiful neighborhood. Again, 2-1, about 1,200 square feet. Comes with a fully renovated bathroom, hot tub, new deck in the back. It's a nice little spot to get going. Again, you don't have to break the bank in order to live in this beautiful neighborhood and this beautiful town. Let's go ahead and check out that next home. Now, this next home right here is only just above that average home price for the Hendersonville area. Again, quick walk to downtown, right within the neighborhood. But this 3-2 is a little over 1,700 square feet, fully renovated. It's a historic home, which is beautiful. It means it's holding on to a lot of that classic architecture style. But if you look, it's just about, again, a 1/4 acre of land, fully fenced in, so you have plenty of space to get out there. If you've got a dog, you can go ahead and move around, but fully renovated, beautiful home. Again, just slightly above that average price at $445,000. Now, right here, we have our final home that I'm going to be showing you at just over the median house price of $400,000. We have this beautiful home right here. It came in at over $625,000. Brand new build, over 2,000 square feet, 3-bed, 3-bath. What's nice is there's a lot up here, but it's on a hill. So if you go down, it actually has a second floor, which is really nice to have out here. Opens back up to a nice yard. But as you can see, there's a lot of different properties that are available out here in the Hendersonville, North Carolina area. And all of these are all within a mile of that downtown strip, which everyone loves to go to and walk to. Very easily accessible area for anyone to enjoy. All right, so that's all we've got today for Hendersonville, North Carolina. As always, feel free, like, subscribe. Put some comments down there with any questions you might have or things you're curious about. I would love to hear from you and help you find your future home.